Hi, it's Sunday, the 31st of May 2020. The sun is in Gemini and the moon is in waxing Virgo. And today we are on the Conscious Dreamer code. So we're here and it's blue spectral night. So any day of a spectral, number 11, is a letting go day. And basically the analogy that I use is we've built a sandcastle on the beach and the tide's coming in and it's going to basically wash it all away. So today, with it being blue night and Saturn is the planet, so our Saturnian codes coming in around who we are as a conscious dreamer. And so in the last 10 days, what have you experienced in your life around living the dream, from the heart, the soul vision, the star seed, the creating heaven on earth, because we're in the creating heaven on earth process of Red Skywalker, which is one of the most powerful wave spells in terms of clear signs, because it's the only one that's got 3 of them. So lots of getting clear of old story and just noticing that I am not in lip sync and I don't know why, so sorry about that. But there we go. So my words are not lining up with my mouth, basically. So there's something interesting going on there, isn't there? I'm going to read you the moon code today. So we're at 27 degrees. The magician disrobes. He has no sex organs. We bear a dream within us. In that dream, we can magically disperse every partisan consideration and make the truth a commonsensically shareable thing. We endow that dream with more of ourselves than any outwardly existing realities. Slowly, we foster its seeds. There just must be a way to find the common point, to no longer be jerked around by gender politics and all the other anti-brotherhood, anti-sisterhood currents. So we endow the dream with our hearts and aspirations, and then we give our all to it. The dream comes true, but until that point, we are worlds apart from others in harbouring the dream of our coming reunion with everybody. So, especially key in America at the moment is all of those sentiments around what's coming up again to be addressed on planet Earth around behaviour. And so again, just coming into equality with everything and everyone is regardless of gender, regardless of race, regardless of how much money we've got, how much money we haven't got. We are all human beings. We are all equal under the sun. And in terms of how human beings have made hierarchies and have made structures to reveal inequality, to reveal shadow beliefs, this is what's really coming to light now. So creating a new society that is fair and equal for all is essential, so that there is no polarity at this point when we get there. And what we're really seeing now is what needs to be healed, what needs to change in order to address this. So we're starting to create and embody the new dream, which is coming from healing the nightmare experiences, healing our hell on earth experiences, and how that has created belief systems for us So in terms of emotion, all our memories are embedded with emotion. And so where we've had trauma, where our family line has had trauma in the past, then each generation has been shaped by that and has taken on certain beliefs around that and is holding that reality, which is a personal reality, which is not truth, is simply based on experience of life up until now. That's shaping how we live every day. And most people aren't consciously aware of that. They aren't consciously aware of how our biology works, how our psychology works, how our brain works, how we put meaning onto things, and then how we live according to that meaning. So again, this is key for the person who's doing the Buddha process, who's doing the Red Skywalker process, is to go deeper and start to really work with what is seeking release now. And yes, you've got right back until the beginning of time to work with, and you've got past life stuff, you've got your DNA is holding all of this, and what I want to offer you is you can start with the here and now. You can start with today, what's coming up for you today that's seeking release, that's triggering you emotionally, that is showing you that you've got an old emotional story wanting to be healed. Okay, so healing it will give all the answers around what created it that we want to be letting go of now, so we don't do it anymore. And moving into new situations, being disciplined, creating new habits, that's the key to set us free, because we are influenced by other people. If we're around very narcissistic people who are not loving or respectful, then of course it's going to impact on us. And if they are not doing this healing work, then they are not going to change. That is really, really simple. Anybody who is not doing healing work is holding that old story in their amygdala. And it's so key to understand this. It's so key for human beings who are ready to look at their old Saturnian patterns, their old structures. What have I been doing that isn't good for me, that isn't supporting me as an individual, that's creating codependency on society, on substance, on drama, all of that? You know, that's what we're here to clear. And in terms of the cards, again, how this will work, showing the code. So we've got in Thoth, it's the Queen of Swords. So again, Kali energy, which also matches in with this one. Which is Hecate. And again, coming into wisdom, which takes time as a human being as well, because we've got life cycles to go through. So if you're around 30, you'll be doing your Saturnian return to see what you've been doing up until now, being 30. This is really key. What do you want to keep that's serving you, that feels amazing, joyful, healthy? What do you want to release that doesn't? Because this will happen again around the time of being 60. And so seeing where you've come during that time period and how you've been disciplined as the Queen of Swords. So again, in terms of Thoth, I always quote Eli tarotstrikingly.com. And so again, it is about growing up, and it's about, once we start to really heal these emotional episodes that we've had in the past, which have taken us out of truth, they've taken us into a distortion, they've taken us into fear, often through aggressive behaviour, bullying, narcissistic wounding that we've experienced, then again, what it says in the card, the querent is coming into a phase of realisation, realising that reacting emotionally to worded thoughts is a trick that keeps us enslaved to the visions of others. Rather, he now understands, or soon will, that active participation in our own ideas is why we have a body in the first place. So we come here to be an expression of the divine. We are God and Goddess. There is no separation. That is fundamental. Be full of your idea and clear and sharp on your destination, and then go for it. Do or die is what life is. I would rather die doing what I enjoy than die as a slave to someone's definition. Okay, so when we come into truth through clearing these distortions of who we really are, who we've been told we are, who we believe we are, losing our self-esteem, losing our self-confidence through experiencing aggressive, coercive bullying behaviour, which is going on hugely on planet Earth right now. As we start to get clear and we clear our heart space, we clear our emotional space, then truth becomes manifest in us. It's not a belief system, it's connection to our source self, our angelic self. And in terms of Hecate, transformation, so again, very much she is connected to Scorpio energy and the triple goddess, so the maiden, the mother and the crone, and the different stages that women go through in life. Be with me at the crossroads of life so that my decisions will be guided by crone wisdom. As I age, let me turn to ancient wisdom, honour that which has gone before and accept what life brings at each stage on the journey to cronedom. So there's a very different energy for a woman who is at that stage of life on a biological level as well. And again, separating that out though, that just because we're old doesn't mean we're wise. And there is a whole culture on the planet around youth, around fear of death, which is very much coming up at the moment. Not understanding faith, the afterlife, the spiritual aspect that Indigenous people have always known. Following the cycles, following the circles, following the spiral is what we're returning back to with the return to balance of the sacred feminine. So very key today with this Virgo moon energy building. And also there's some major astrology today. So this is from Transcendental Karmic Astrology on Facebook. Google that. She does great snapshots, in particular for asteroids as well, which is lots of new learning, new consciousness coming in. So we've got a Neptune Astraea quincunx sun on Aldebaran. So Neptune in Pisces is making an inconjunct with Astraea in Leo, which will remain within orb for days. So if you want to know more about Astraea, look her up. And again, this is where this is in your chart is really key for you as well. So learning how to do that can really expand your awareness. This energy is around balance and health and very, very old goddess consciousness. So to go back to her, Neptune is a higher octave of Venus, ruling universal and unconditional love, besides transcendence and the arts. And Astraea is the asteroid of karma breaking and destiny changing. the teaming up of these two celestial objects may trigger important changes in those spheres of life, especially if you have placements at 20 to 21 degrees of the signs. In which I do, both in Leo and in Pisces. In the meanwhile, the Sun is aligned with Aldebaran, Alpha Taurus, the eye of the celestial bull, which is one of the royal stars of Persia, the Watcher of the East. It brings luck and success through integrity, and our daytime luminary is channeling down its energy pattern today. So really connecting to that goddess energy of karma breaking and doing whatever it takes to get clear of staying in these old Saturnian patterns that are no longer serving us, that are creating more of the nightmare experiences, more of the very limiting human being experiences, and playing out very childlike ways of being on planet Earth. Essential now for people to really step into their power and embodiment and do this healing work, because if we don't create a shift on the inside of us, then how can the outside change? So in terms of the Mayan Oracle, we have number 3, which is alchemy, which is electric energy. In this particular framework, it's classed as rhythm. It's really getting into the dynamic of doing that personal alchemy around what's coming up with fear to be released and to come into truth and connection, free and clear of emotional distortion and codependency. If you want to know more about your codes, please get in touch and check out my blog and website, flowwithjo.com. Hope you have an amazing day of creating heaven on earth and being the conscious dreamer. Lots of love.